would like to use this time to welcome all of you at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. And we'll be giving you some detail of what happened during the week that the police have investigated. At this point in time, we'd like to call on DCP Legal 1, Honorable Brian, to elaborate on what has happened during the week.
Thank you, Honor. Good afternoon. I want to say thank you for responding to our impromptu notice concerning this whole important briefing. For introduction, I'm Attorney at Law and Deputy Commissioner of Police, Peter K. Banja, Chief of Legal Division, Liberia National Police. And for the record's sake, I'm only authorized to speak to you on few issues concerning the police, and I am not the police spokesperson. The Police Act of 2015, Section 22.78, the duties of the Inspector General of Police, subsection 2 says, the Inspector General of Police shall determine the strategic direction of the police. And the LNP New Communication Strategy states further that with the approval an officer may speak to a given situation. Against this backdrop, I have been authorized by the Administration of the Liberia National Police to speak to you members of the press on few issues, most especially the July 26 incident, which was characterized by the violence of protesters, thus resulting in the injury of student Christopher Water Safety, as government failure to fix the nation. Members of the press, while the Independence Day celebration was ongoing, the Students' Unification Party of the University of Liberia have issued a press statement on July 18, 2022, that she will host a demonstration on July 26, 2022, aimed at drawing government's attention to what they refer to as economic hardship in the country under the banner "Fix the Country" was peacefully carrying on said demonstration before the U.S. Embassy near Monrovia. On the other hand, pro-government group calling itself the Coalition for Democratic Change Council of Patriots, CDC, COP, also issued a press statement that it will counter-protest the Fix the Country protest. And this actually took place, which led to student Christopher civilly allegedly being beaten and stripped naked, as well as several properties being damaged. Members of the press, on the day of the incident, student Abdurrahim Barry, president of the MEU Student Council, was arrested, investigated, and detained at the LMP Central headquarters. He was later released to his lawyer with the understanding that he would be brought back along with his colleagues. He was brought back on the 20th of July 2022 to the leadership of the CDC COP before the president made his pronouncement to the nation. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, it is important to note that a day after the Independence Day celebration, there were numerous public outcry and condemnations as to the incident and the manner in which the LMP conducted itself during said celebration. Thus, the Administration of the Liberia National Police on July 28 mandated the Professional Standards Department to investigate circumstances which led to the July 26, 2022 street violence that resulted in injuries and property damage, especially the role played by officers who were in charge of security on that day and submit findings and recommendations for administrative actions. Based on the mandate, the following officers were in charge of police operations on July 26 were subjected to PSD investigation. Those investigators included Commissioner Walter B. Ray, Commissioner of Police for Operation Unit 105, DCP John M. Sarr, Chief of Public Safety, LMP, DCP Godfrey Colley, Chief of Front Police Unit, Deputy Commissioner of Police Joshua During, Monster Valley Region Commander, Deputy Commissioner of Police Prince T. Davis, Senior Inspector of Police, ACP Johnny Z. Doyen, Chief of Patrol, LMP, Chief Superintendent Emmanuel S. Jawi, Commander Zone 2 and its Depot, Central Moravia, Chief Inspector Stephen S. Pacquiao, and Patrol George Hilton Swan. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, prior to the July 26 incident, The LNP Operation Wing launched an operation plan for the incident for the Independence Day celebration in which the following senior officers were appointed. Those appointed were John M. Starr, Incident Commander, Walter B. Ray, Assistant Civil Commander, DCP Godfrey Colley, Head of FPU, DCP Prince T. Davis, Head of Drill Ceremony, DCP Joshua During, Escort Coordinator for Foreign Guests, and ACP John and Chief of Patrol. Based on the professional scandal investigative findings, the following recommendations were made. 1. That Commissioner Walter B. Ray, Unit 105, be released of his post and suspended for 3 months for his inaction, such as receiving information that the CDC CO2 was absolutely successful and he did not move the FPU to ensure that the two groups should not have met. His action contravenes our administrative instruction on discipline and professional standard section 6.4, category 2 offense in the LNP disciplinary regulation of 2016, section 8.2, caption neglect of duty, which penalty ranges from reduction in rank to removal and or suspension. That patrolman George Hilton Swain is suspended for 2 months for smiling while someone was being aggravatingly assaulted, stripped naked, and blood oozing from the victim's mouth in his plain view and doing nothing to rescue the victim. The following officers were exonerated from charges due to the lack of sufficient evidence to hold them responsible for the incident. DCP Prince T. Davis, DCP Joshua During, DCP John Shah, DCP Johnny Doyen, CSP Emmanuel Jawi, and Stephen Buckley. On the issue of the Press and Public Affairs Spokesman Mose Carter Sr., the administration of the Liberia National Police has suspended him for a period of 2 weeks of the job effective August 5, 2022, before salary for failure to follow lawful instructions, gross insubordination, and neglect to complete official duties. His action contravenes Section 3, Chapter 3, Section 1.3 and 1.21 of the Police Duty Manual, caption prohibited conduct. Section 5.1b and p of the LNP Administrative Instruction and Discipline and Professional Standard Code misconduct respectively. Ladies and gentlemen, the Liberia National has, with immediate effect, launched an investigation into disturbances at the AMU African Medicine University campus that took place on August 10, 2022, and allegedly by perpetrators of members of the Student University Party. Upon the arrival of the LNP response team at the AMU campus, one of the perpetrators, in person of Darrell Dwell, was arrested and is currently in police custody. The LNP administration condemns the act of violence and will ensure that justice is served. The act of students-based political groups leaving their campuses to create havoc for our other citizens is totally unacceptable and barbaric. The Student Unification Party leadership was invited to the office of the Deputy Inspector General of Police for CSD on Prince Molwa, Unit 103 at the headquarters of LNP on August 11, 2022 at 900 hours to answer to allegations levied against him by the African Medicine University authorities, but refused to attend a call by the Liberia National Police up to press time. Meanwhile, the Liberia National Police Station located in Bon County, Salala Bon County, was on August 10, 2022 attacked and ransacked allegedly by some traditional people who brought up traditional bushmaster country devil due to land dispute that was being handled by the court. The bushmaster country devil took along with them a police officer, an inmate from the holding cell, and the judge of the court. Officers of the LNP have been dispatched in search of the missing persons. The LNP again condemns this unconstitutional act and requests the immediate release of the missing persons. The LNP urges all citizens and residents to go about their normal businesses and calm has been restored in this area. Liberia is a country of laws and not of men. The LNP wants all citizens to desist from any form of violence and respect the rule of law. While we were en route to this press conference, we were informed that the home of the recently elected chairman of the Unit Party, Reverend Luther Tape, whom got fire this morning at 2 a.m. The LNP administration wishes to inform the general public that the police, Liberia National Police, along with the Liberia National Fire Service, are currently conducting an investigation and findings will be hereafter made known to the public. I want to thank you at this time for having listened to this first reading. On my far right is Chief of Police Raphael Wilson, who has come to also aid us in the briefing. At this time, I turn the floor over to the Deputy Chief of Press and Public Affairs.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, for every institution will have one question, please. And your question must be in line with the press briefing. Please don't go out of the press briefing. Thank you. Call your name and which institution you're from.
Yeah. My name is Watson Riches. My question is, before the suspension of Mose Carter, was this subjected to the Professional Standard Division for investigation before suspending by 2 weeks?
Well, the police act calls for immediate action if it is deemed necessary. Take for instance, as a senior supervisor at LNP, if I were passing on Broad Street and saw you as a junior officer in police misconduct, your conduct can be immediately, your activities, your conduct can be immediately halted and subjected to administrative action. It is on the background of that Mose Carter, having been misleading and not taking instruction from the Inspector General of Police and that of the Administration of Liberia National Police, was sought to be suspended. Again, as I said, I'm a lawyer, and thank God all of you know that I am a lawyer. Every law, there's a remedy. If any party feels injured as a result of an administrative action, there's a remedy at law. Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Joseph Kepula, report for Capital FM. Are you ready to facing justice? Because on a Facebook post, he posted that he was taking a legal action against authority of the Liberia National Police.
I just said that exactly, that there is remedy and law for every action. If Mose Carter feels injured by the action of the administration, of the Liberia National Police, he has remedy and law.
Yeah, my name is Anthony Green, and I work for ECOWAS Group. Related to the AMEU violence, you said you summoned the leadership of the State Unification Party for questioning, and was especially the chairperson to appear before the questioning body. Why is going to be a next kind of action as opposed to meeting the demands of the public in investigating such incidents?
Okay, with that question, I will turn it over to the chief investigator who's supervising that matter of the president.
So, because very clearly, we are asking for the police next action if in the instant case the leadership of the suit will not show up as the result of the police invite. Am I right?
Correct.
Okay, so if they do not show up, because of best practice in any criminal investigation, if you got information of people involvement, it's good sometimes to extend invitation, not just arrest. In this case, the LNP as an institution has extended to them an invite. And also, the investigation also is that we have a video footage that shows some portion of the riot on that day, and there are some person identified. So, in a way, we are convinced from that video footage and other witnesses that we speak with, that people who are involved and identify them by name and places, they can be taken, arrested, and filed to court, charged and filed to court.
Yeah, my name is Nigel Bayer, and I report for Sky TV. So part of the problem, we had a question yesterday talking about not trusting the police when it comes to investigation. Is there any assurance that there will be fair judgment because there's a fear? They cannot appear in front the other people investigation because they do not trust it. Is there any assurance of fair justice?
Certainly, the police is constitutionally mandated to conduct criminal investigation and charge those that the constitution feels were culpable of action. So if Sue comes out and says that she does not trust the police, I don't know from what level that we have to bring another police or from any other, but we will show Sue administration or leadership that indeed there will be justice. That's why most instances on investigation have been conducted you are impacted along with your lawyers. Your lawyers will guide you in the process. So you can appear before the police, justice will be served, justice will be revealed. So we're going to show them that once you appear before the police, you come with your lawyers, and the police will conduct the investigation, the investigation will be open, and then if the public court charges will be laid, the parties will be in the process to court.
Yes, my name is Fabien and I report for LBS. I did hear you say that the Liberia National Police responded to the incident that took place as it relates to the related party chairman. How long has it been? Because according to reports, you people were called earlier this morning and did not respond. So how long has it been since LMP responded to the incident?
As I said, investigation is still continuing. The police who were told that the fire came out about 2 a.m. this morning. And since then, the police has responded, and we are still on the crime scene. As I speak to you, the forensic team, along with the anti-robbery team, are currently on the crime scene conducting investigation along with the fire service team. So check between 2 a.m. up to now is after 2 o'clock. It will be more than 10-20 hours at most.
Okay, anyway, I have one half question. I'm Jerry King. I went for Liberia. Where is the guy who was involved recent riot in Mama area? Where is he present? We want to know about the location. Then secondly, I read the press release from Unity Party. They said, according to them, they said the burning of the chairman house was orchestrated by the government of Liberia. Do you not think that kind of statement in the press releases had the propensity to stir our peace?
If I can get your question clearly, the issue of the guy that has sustained injury,
Yeah.
you have any issue concerning his whereabouts? Okay. The police, like you said, really conducted the issues surrounding the police officers' conduct, quote unquote. But normally, victims of circumstances will always be taken to the hospital to be treated. And that's why we said we conducted the professional standard aspect of our officers' misconduct, of which we took some decisions. The issue now conducting the criminal investigation as it relates to the incident that happened in July 26 is where we are now delving into. And appropriately, again, we're going to come back to the press and inform the public as to charges, those are currently, like you said, the civil leadership has been invited, the COP, they were invited to come to the Deputy Inspector of Police or Crime Service Division, of which they refused. So very careful that invitation, it was in that fight that probably the interviews have been conducted and finally have been brought forth. So to answer your question directly, we do not know the exact location of the victim, physical or civilly, but what I do know that the police will conduct certainly criminal investigation as it relates to that matter. The next one is, what the next question you asked about?
The next question is, I read the release from the party.
Yeah.
They said that the incident from at the chairman house was orchestrated by government. So my concern is, do you not think the kind of statement the release had the propensity to step around peace?
Again, for the record sake, I am not an official spokesman of the government of Liberia. I'm not an official spokesman of the LMP. While I did tell you that I was only authorized to speak to some of the issues that have been happening with the country. To answer that question, it is the government of Liberia spokesman that may answer prior to the Ministry of Information. But as far as we're concerned, we've said the police and the Liberia National Fire Service are jointly conducting investigation into the matter. Once findings are made, the public will be informed. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll follow up to my question I asked earlier.
Yes.
As it relates to Mose Carter being suggested to the professional standard division. So now, will you subject him to the professional standard division after he has undergone the suspension, or just going to leave him like that?
No, I said, as I speak, Mose Carter has been suspended 2 weeks off the job with the appropriate salary deduction. The Inspector General of Police has a strategic position movement plan for the police. So if any senior officer walks on the street and sees a police officer allegedly in misconduct, immediately an action can be taken. Immediately an action can be taken. Did you get my answer clear?
Yeah.
So we are saying, because of Mose Carter's alleged issue concerning misleading the public, not taking lawful instruction, and other actions, the administration of Liberia National Police deemed it necessary to have been suspended 2 weeks. And again, I said, if he feels injured by the action of the LMP administration, he has remedial law Our Police Act calls for an appeal if an officer so suspended feels that the suspension was not in line with law. You can take an appeal. Thank you.
So, my name is Aaron Talo. I report for Spoon TV, and I want to know exactly whether the suspension of Mr. Carter was based on hearsay.
No, it was not based on hearsay. Evidence, admissible evidence.
Yeah, we are going to do a follow-up talking about alleged act of not following instruction by Mose Carter. So my point, was that investigation conducted before his expression or what?
Well, I know many of you have come from a journalistic background and don't want you to back your quote-unquote your police. But that is the language that is normally used in police corridor. Allegation. So it's an allegation that, well, this, but administrative finding that found out that he has been involved in a series of actions of which this time around we probably wise to have
the last question. Yeah, so very responding to from an IFA. It's the 2 weeks only going from Mose Carter or everywhere in total. And the next one has to do with what has the administration of the police taken the action of those senior officers, what they did, how does the NLB
firstly, we had one or two of our officers certainly speak to the fact that we condemn it certainly because officers are to perform to expectations. And the fact of the matter that they were on a particular operation of which they were supervising and things they didn't go the way it went. That's why we thought it wise to have them investigated and based on the next thing is
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to say thanks for